Hello, hello. Welcome in to this weekly spirit boost. I can't believe it's Thursday again. I'm Tammy, Mastroberte, best-selling author of the book The Universe is Talking to You. Tap into signs and synchronicities to reveal magical moments every day. And I am back. And I still have sort of a holiday theme. So last week we talked about signs from loved ones around the holidays. If you missed it, you can find it in the feed on YouTube, under videos on Facebook, on my YouTube. In the feed on Instagram, on my videos, under the playlist Weekly Spirit Boost on YouTube, and also on this page for Facebook. But interestingly enough, it's the holiday season, and I feel like everything goes crazy around the holidays. I don't know about you, but for me, I just feel like there's more stress, there's more drama, there's more things breaking, there's more things not going right, and all of our own stress and chaos sort of fuels it. So I did a reading recently in my membership community. The first Monday of every month, I go live in the members only Facebook group, and I do an oracle card reading asking what everybody in the group needs to pay attention to this month. And so obviously this one was for December. And a theme really came up, and it just rang so true to me also. And also even the clients that I've been working with. I do one-on-one client sessions on Mondays. And even the clients that I was working with this week, everything sort of had this theme where what the universe was telling us, or using the cards to tell us, was how can we find a way, because this is super important to so many things in life, how can we find a way to disengage a little bit and just not let the ups and downs or the ebbs and flows of life affect us. Imagine your life, your day, your right now, if you were not allowing external things to have any effect on your mood, to have any effect on your day or anything that you have going on. Imagine what that would feel like. It would be a whole different existence. And so it's just so key. Like, how can we not let the things that are breaking around us, the problems that are jumping up, the people who are triggering us, the situations that we find ourselves in that are stressing us out, how do we not allow that to affect us? Because if we can do that, if we can find a way, especially during this holiday season, right? I mean, it's been crazy. My life has been nuts the past couple of weeks. I didn't even send an email out. Normally I send email notifications to let everybody know I'm going live, but I haven't even been doing that. I'm going to have to send this out afterwards to my list, because we had to switch email providers. Everything was breaking down. In the middle of us prepping for a huge summit, we were trying to decorate my house, and my husband was off on the weekend, and we were like, oh, let's get this all done last weekend. And it was just like, all of a sudden we had this huge, the boiler broke, and there was flooding all in our boiler room, and it was like, nope, not decorating now, right? So then it was like, oh my gosh, I planned this, or I thought this was going to happen, or I thought I was going to be done with this stressful thing, and nope, not going to happen. So it's just like, I swear things get worse around the holiday season, I think, for some of us, because of that stress and because of everything we bring into it. So I just saw this theme, this pattern that was coming up, not just for me, but again, for the membership community that I have, and for the one-on-one clients that I work with. It was all about, what can you do this month to not be affected by the ups and downs, to not be affected by the ebbs and flows, to not get yourself crazy, right? Like, all of a sudden something goes wrong. And as soon as I saw in my boiler room, it was like the Saturday, I think, we saw a small leak. My husband fixed something, all was well. The next day I come downstairs into my basement where my office is, and I go to meditate. And I'm sitting in the chair, and I hear water. And at first I'm thinking, oh, the washing machine must be filling up, right? Because it was literally like running water. And I thought, oh, the washing machine must be filling up. I guess he put a load of laundry in. And then I was like, but it sounds really close. Like it sounds a lot closer than the washing machine in the laundry room, which is further down. So then I was like, let me investigate this really quick. Thank you, universe, for talking to me. Literally went in, water was rushing out of this piece of the boiler, and the whole floor was like getting, it was about to seep out onto the carpet in the basement. And so I was like, oh, but here's what I did. I stopped myself and I was like, I knew my husband was going to have a cow. So I was like, I got to bring myself down. I got to gently go upstairs and just tell him to come downstairs. I'm not going to run up freaking out. Meanwhile, he told me, Tammy, if there's water rushing out or something, you should have ran up and freaked out. But I didn't want him to go from like 0 to 10,000. So I stepped back and I was like, okay. And I just walked upstairs and I was like, babe, like I yelled upstairs, yeah. I'm like, there's a water running again in the boiler room. You probably should get down here. And then he came down. He's like, why were you so calm? Like, there's water rushing out. And I was like, because I was trying to be the calm amidst the storm that was happening and literally the flood that was happening in our boiler room. So I tell you that story because one of the best things sometimes we can do when something breaks, oh my gosh, all of a sudden we're hit with something, a change of plans, a wrinkle in the situation, whatever sort of sets us off and has us go, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And I've had so much of that lately. And so what I find that is helpful is to just stop and take a step back. Even if there's flooding happening, right? Don't tell my husband. But stop and take a step back and go into that sort of observer mode, right? Observing it, but not attaching yourself to it. Just stopping and saying, okay, this is happening. Let me view this as though it's not happening to me. It brings you back, it brings things down, and all of a sudden now you can see things clearer. All of a sudden now you're like, okay, this is going to be okay. Here's what we're going to do. Instead of going, oh my God, what am I going to do? I can't do this. I'm freaking out. We're in trouble. We're in so much trouble. Who do we call? What do we do? Da, da, da. And when we go into that whole thing. And I swear to you, it's worse during the holidays because we are stressed out. We're trying to buy gifts for people. We're trying to wrap. We're trying to bake. We're trying to host and entertain. We have parties to go to. We have schedules to do. We have things at work that we need to finish before the end of the year. There's so many things going on during, I feel like, from Thanksgiving through the New Year, right? There's just drama going on. And so interesting that the reading for my membership community was really all about, like, how can you, or really not how can you, but the goal for you is to be able to ride out those ebbs and flows, those ups and downs, and not have it affect you, not have it bring your vibration down, not have it bring your joy down. Because when it does, it makes everything worse. When your vibration, when your joy, which equals your vibration, goes down, it complicates everything else. It stops the flow of ideas. It stops the flow of signs. You're feeling crappy. No solutions can come through to you. And then it spirals into now everything is wrong. Now, oh my gosh, more and more is going wrong because I'm at this lower state. Now everybody's aggravating me because I'm at this lower state. So that's why that reading that came through, and again, it came through in some of the one-on-one clients I was working with on Monday, was just about, like, how can we take a step back? And how can we realize that we have the power within ourselves to find a solution to anything? Taking that step back and looking at it through, okay, this is not happening to me. I'm just going to look at this from an outsider. What do I do? My boiler room is flooding. What do I do? Husband's gonna freak out. Let me go upstairs calm. Okay. And then I went up, I slowly went upstairs and I just stayed calm the whole time. Like he was, oh my gosh, get towels. What are we gonna do? And he fixed it. Thank God. because it was a Sunday and we would have had to call somebody on an emergency thing and whatever. And I thank God every day that my husband can fix things. I always say, thank God he can fix things because I tend to break them. So thank God for that. But what do we do when things blow up? I'll give you another example. So I'm having all of these email issues. So those of you on my list, you should have gotten an email this week with a gift. I gave you a free relaxation meditation. If you're on my list, as a like thank you for bearing with us, because some of you haven't been getting my emails for like months and I didn't know because my email provider didn't tell me. So we switched email providers. And but that switch was not easy. It was not an easy transition, and I was trying to do it by myself with one assistant that I have that works for me and does technical stuff for me, not physically here, like she's in another state. Thank God for her too. But and I remember I was trying to download my list from one provider, upload my list to another provider, but upload all the data that goes with each person, right? So if you're with me and you purchase something, I need to know that you purchased it. If you have access to something, I need to know you have access to that. All that goes through our system. So I had to download it and then upload it. And I was just like, it was just so much. And I got to the point where I was like, so crazy that I couldn't even see, like I was looking at an Excel file and I was like, oh my gosh, there's no commas here. Like I can't upload this without commas. How am I supposed to do this? And I texted this woman that works with me and I texted her picture and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was so in my head and in the moment and caught up. There were commas and I didn't see them. Like I literally didn't even see them. So I texted her a photo and she goes, no, there's commas. And I was like, okay, I need to stop. Like right away, I was like, now I'm gone, right? Like now it's too much. I need to take a step back and I need to stop. So I literally did what else I need to do to get it to work. Like I uploaded it because she was like, no, it's good. You can upload it. And then I was like, I'm done for the day. I'm tapping out of work for the day. Like I have to take a step back. It's too much. If we try to keep going in that mindset, we're going to get nowhere. We have to take the step back. And so I remember I texted my a mastermind group that I'm in, who are the two people in it are using this new system. And I was telling them, like, I don't know what's going on. I can't figure this out. And then I was like, oh, I figured it out. You know, I uploaded it. And they were like, oh, I'm so glad you figured it out. And I was like, oh, and I also figured out I'm done working for the day. And they were laughing because I was like, no, it's too much. I've had enough. I need to take a step back. I need to look at this from another angle. And that angle is saying to me, stop working, Tammy, because it's too much for today. And so that observer perspective makes such a big difference. It makes such a big difference when we are in that moment. If we can remember, oh my gosh, things are blowing up. Oh my gosh, something is happening. I'm just going to take a breath. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to observe this as an outsider. What do I do? Sometimes it's stop working. You're take a breath and be calm. You're going to figure it out. Sometimes it's reminding yourself you're going to figure this out. There's a solution to every problem. So don't allow yourself to spiral. There's a solution to every problem. When someone's triggering you, it's this holiday season. You have to deal with, crazy relatives or whatever, or maybe you host, we host Christmas Eve at our house. I love my relatives, thank God, but it's crazy, right? There's a lot, you're hosting a party. We have a lot of people here. There's, I'm in and out of the kitchen. I'm running around. It's a lot of stuff. You have to just take a step back and be like, it's all going to get done. It's all going to be fine. Remember to enjoy yourself. If you have relatives that trigger you, let's say they say something and you're like, oh God, taking the step back and going, this is their problem. It's not mine. Their opinion is none of my business. I'm just going to smile and I'm going to walk away and I'm going to disengage and I'm going to pull back. And sort of, I just feel like this month is a big month to remember that. It's a big month with a lot going on to remember, how can I take a step back, be the observer, talk to myself like I would talk to a friend who would say to you, just calm down. It's all going to be fine. Take a breath, walk away, right? I had to walk away from my desk in my office, shut the lights, and be done that day because I was like, whoop, this was a lot. And so we have to just remember to do that. But if we can stop and say, wait a minute, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to look at the situation like it's not mine, right? I'm going to disengage like it's not my situation so that my blood pressure doesn't go up. What do I need to do right now? Here's what I need to do. And looking at it from that different perspective. Taking those moments to take those 60-second breaks that I talk about, right? Like sometimes, you can take the step back and say, what do I need to do? I need to calm myself down before I do anything else. I'm going to just take 60 seconds. I'm going to repeat the word release. I'm going to repeat the word let go, relax. All is fine. All is well. That's a big one that I always say. All is well. I am safe. Because it's like we need to remind our brain, there's not that big of a crisis going on here. Like, all is well, Tammy. You are safe. Everything's going to be fine. Let's look at this from a rational perspective. And the holidays, I'm telling you, does anybody else feel like it just ramps up around this time of year? And it ramps up not just in the personal things you have to get done, but I feel like it ramps up even in work and all of that stuff, right? Hi, Susan. Yes. Oh, you're welcome, Mary Lou. All is well. I am safe. Oh, yes, Susan. Or do tapping. Yes. Sometimes in the moment when you take that observer and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to calm down, right? Tapping. If you do Reiki or any type of energy management, Reiki yourself. If you can just stop and take that 60-second break and be like, all is well. I am safe. Taking those couple of moments to take a step back so that the spiral doesn't go up and doesn't go crazy, right? I saw myself starting to spiral because I was like, I just downloaded this list and now I have, thousands upon thousands of people that I have to go through. And if it's not separated by commas, I can't go through, however many thousands of people. Like, this is not even possible. And I was so in my head, I couldn't see the commas on the screen. I didn't realize because there was so much info. I didn't take a second long enough to look. And thank God I had somebody outside of me who was like, no, they're there. And then I went back and was like, oh, no, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, today is over because I've lost it. And so I knew I have to take a step back. I have to be done today. And it's fine. And that's okay. And that's what I need. I need to completely disengage my brain from work. And so, luckily it was it was sort of the end of the day anyway. I think it might've been 4 o'clock or something. And I was just like, Tammy's tapping out. So, but anyway, that's what I wanted to give you. That was the tip I wanted to give you is how can you feel the trigger, see the problem, have something pop up and go, okay, let me just take a step back. What do I need to do? If this happened to somebody else and I needed to give them advice, what would I say? Okay. And oftentimes when you take that observer perspective, even if it's not in the middle of something, let's say you're in an argument with somebody and now you're not speaking for some reason. How do you take that observer perspective to look at their side as well as your side? And maybe you'll see something differently. If you're not seeing it through your eyes, through your emotions, through your stress, you can see things differently. So how can we take that step back? And the whole reason we practice all of the spiritual practices that we practice, whether it's meditation, whether it's the tapping and the energy work and the clearing, whether it's prayer and calling in your higher help, all of these practices are there to help us manage the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows so we are not as affected by it. So we are not as thrown off by it. And so that we can maintain some type of sanity, some type of calm, some type of joy in the midst of all of it. Because we're here to experience joy. We're actually here to enjoy ourselves and to give love and to receive love and to learn and to grow and to be happy during it. And so many of us were taught, and it's becomes an automatic thing, right? When you're young, you see your parents panic about something and then you start to panic. You don't even realize it, and then that becomes your way of operating, right? It becomes our way of operating, and we don't even realize how quickly we spike up, how quickly the stress or the panic or the, oh my God, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? It becomes a natural way of life. And so we use the spiritual practices that we use so that we can break that pattern, so that we can find a different way to approach life and to approach all of that. Yes, Susan, when in doubt, eat chocolate. I love that. Yes, take a break, take a chocolate break. Have a little dark chocolate, have a little milk chocolate, whatever makes you happy. Have a little vegan chocolate. Yes, breaking the pattern, breaking the spiral. So, again, try and remember this during this holiday season. We literally, like I said, it's been crazy. We just finished decorating everything. We still have boxes to put back in the attic, and it's like mid-December. It's never like this for us. But boiler broke, things flooded, things happen. What are you going to do? I'm going to bake this weekend, try and enjoy that and not stress out about having that, it's like sometimes we have this list of like, here are all the people I have to buy for. Here are all the things I have to bake. Here are all the things I have to get done, and all of this stuff. And just take a step back and be like, listen, I'm going to do what I can do. I am going to do my best. I'm going to do what I can do, and I'm going to leave the rest. Do my best, leave the rest. That is your mantra for this month, as we're moving through all of it. And you know what? If you can figure out a way to do this, you're going to enter into the new year in a very different energy. If you could take this tool with you into the new year, imagine how different life can be. I mean, when we get down to it, imagine if the only thing we change is the fact that we don't react to the ups and downs, that we just maintain a calm level, that we just maintain our joy and our happiness no matter what's happening. Everything else in life will be affected positively if we could figure that out. And it starts with taking that step back. And again, using the spiritual tools, using the prayer, using the meditation, using all of that that I teach, that I talk about, that's in my Get Unstuck toolkit, all of that. So using all of that. But it starts with, I'm going to take a step back and disengage for a second before I lose my mind. So that's what I was here to share with you. I hope this helps you in some way, whether you're, going through some kind of insanity right now, whether you find yourself getting stressed about the holidays or the wrapping or the gifts or the traveling or whatever it is that you're doing this crazy holiday season, whether you're missing your loved ones, whatever it might be. Oh, thank you, Michelle. And so whatever it might be, just try to say, okay, wait a minute, something blew up. Tammy said I need to take a step back and look at this from an outside perspective. What do I need to do? Do I need to calm myself down? Do I need to walk away and disengage? Do I need to act really quick on something? What do I need to do? How can I look at this from a different perspective? How can I stop that spiral? So that is my advice for this week. I believe our email program should be up and running again. So you'll go back to receiving my emails. If you did, hopefully you got that email that went out. I think it went out, was it yesterday? Dear Lord, today is Thursday. I think it was yesterday morning. And so, oh, good, Barbara. I'm glad this hits home for you. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're not alone. This season is crazy. It's just, there's just so many things going. There's so much going on. But we can handle it and we can do it. Thank God for the spiritual tools. Thank God for our connection. And that's why we do the practices, we do the work, and we nurture it. And we just need to remind ourselves. I need to remind myself all of the time to go back to these tools, to utilize them in the moment, and the more that you use them and the more that you remember to use them, the more that becomes second nature. You retrain that, whatever got trained when you were young, where we automatically go into that freak out. You start to retrain that, and your reactions change in the future. And that's really what we want. We just want to be happier. We want to create a life we love. We want to wake up in the morning and be happy and be healthy and be at ease and feel good. And that's what our spiritual practices can help us achieve and help us do. So thank you all for being here for this weekly spirit boost. And I will be back again, of course, next Thursday for another weekly spirit boost. If you have any questions, if you have anything you ever would like me to address on here, please either, direct message me in some way, leave a comment in, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, and let me know, and I'd be happy to address any topics that you guys might be struggling with as well in these weekly spirit boosts. And oh, you're very welcome, Susan. And that is my message for this week. I always like to share what's coming up for me, for my clients in my life, because I feel like if it's coming up for me, it's probably coming up for others. So thank you for being here, and I will see you guys back here next week. Have an amazing weekend. Remember to take a step back whenever something blows up around you, or whenever you find yourself getting stressed out. Take that step back and look at it from another perspective, and then act. Makes things so much easier. And sometimes you just need to stop doing what you're doing. Like I needed to stop work that day. And that's fine. It's all fine. So thank you guys. Love to you all. Have a great weekend. And I will be back here again next week. And if you're on my email list, I promise you'll start getting emails from me again now, because I think we're all set up. Okay. Bye, everybody.